English literature is considered to begin in Anglo-Saxon era. Before discussing literature, let's have a glimpse of this era. The years after the Romans left England are also known as the Dark Ages. This is majorly due to the absence of any substantial historical record for this time. Nevertheless, it was a crucial period where a new English identity and language emerged. As soon as the Romans retreated from Britain, all the tribes they had repressed and controlled began to raid and attack the island. These invaders were Irish from the west, Picts from the north, and Germanic tribes including Angles, Saxons, and Jutes from the east. By the year 500 AD, the Anglo-Saxon had invaded most parts of Britain. Therefore, the time period from 410 AD to 1066 AD is usually known as the Anglo-Saxon period. The Anglo-Saxons were a group of Germanic tribes that ruled England from 410 to 1066. They included the Angles, who originated from modern Jutland and ruled East, North, and Midlands. Saxons, who were originally from south of Denmark and east of modern Holstein, ruled the south and southwestern regions, and the Jutes, who ruled Kent in the southeast. The name English comes from the Angles. Also, the names of the counties such as Essex, Wessex, Sussex are references to the territories that were occupied by the East, West, and the South Saxons. The Anglo-Saxon practiced paganism and worshipped multiple deities such as Norse, Woden, Thorn, etc. The Anglo-Saxon society was a rich society where loyalty was a single most virtue. Marriages used to be political and practical affairs. Women in Anglo-Saxon period held an integral position and were considered the weavers of both cloth and society. They enjoyed hereditary rights to property and even owned kingdoms. The Anglo-Saxons were great poets and were extremely fond of riddles. However, it must be noted that they did not record or write any of their works. Most of the poetry was meant to be sung and was orally transmitted from generation to generation. Most works were written later by the Roman monks who came to convert England to Christianity in the 6th century AD. Christianization of the pagan Anglo-Saxon society began during the 6th century. It was in 597 AD that St. Augustine was sent by Pope Gregory to lead the mission of Christianization in the south of England, and he became first Archbishop of Canterbury. On the other hand, the Celtic monks Christianized northern England and Scotland. Christianization of England during the Anglo-Saxon period had many consequences. There had been no books before Christianity. Books were written because the written word was significant to church and the services relied upon reading of the Holy Scriptures. Therefore, the written word was introduced to otherwise oral tradition of the Anglo-Saxons. The runic alphabets of the Germanic tribes gradually replaced the Roman alphabets. Majority of the written literature was in Latin, and it was the language of the Roman Church. The Anglo-Saxon England gained presence and visibility in the mainstream Western European culture due to Latin. Latin was exclusive to people at high religious posts. However, oral literacy remained prevalent among the general population that communicated Old English. This was the reason why religious instructions from common masses were conducted in English instead of Latin. The Vikings raided and attacked England in the year 793 AD of the Anglo-Saxon period. Interestingly, they only raided and attacked monasteries as they were guarded by the unarmed monks and were vulnerable but rich targets. During this time, all the monasteries and libraries housing rich Anglo-Saxon literature got destroyed. All the damage incurred during the raids and attacks of the Vikings began to get restored during the reign of King Alfred from 848 to 899. During this time of the Anglo-Saxon period, monasteries were revived and English learning was encouraged. All the 4 volumes of Old English verses belong to this period. These 4 volumes include: number 1, the Junius manuscript; number 2, the Beowulf manuscript; number 3, the Vercelli book; number 4, the Exeter book. These volumes of Anglo-Saxon literature contain poetry composed by diverse unknown poets belonging to diverse backgrounds. They display wide-ranging, layered and complex poetry that was popular during the Anglo-Saxon period.